and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WHF S 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1 and WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 and 96.9. Yes, indeed. We're answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we want to talk to you. We want to talk about life and how life has been guiding you. Maybe you took a turn and maybe you think you took the wrong way home. So now it's time for us to line up to all the energy, and that is to create 2022. Yes, I said it. It's time for 2022. Time for us to set our intentions. It's also time for us to reflect where we've been. Well, what a journey that's been. And how you have the power to shift and change through anything. I was giving some thought, some understanding to the transformation of the energy of the butterfly. I was looking outside at nature, and I saw the butterfly. And I thought how this butterfly holds this magnificent energy of transformation, and how the energy of this butterfly just lightly glides through the air, seemingly calm, seemingly peaceful, aligned in the flow. And every movement of the butterfly is part of a butterfly effect. Its energy creates additional energy that is shared out into the world, just like everything you do is shared out into the world. Your thoughts, your words, your acts of kindness, it all has a vibrational effect. But as I admired the butterfly in all of its beauty, and it was a beautiful one, I thought about us, mere mortals, humans on the earth. I know comparing us to an insect might seem a little off, but I had to look at how so many pieces of nature, so many pieces of the world is always in a state of change and flux and transformation. And how we as humans don't always take as much recognition for our actions, the good deeds that we've done. We have to applaud ourselves. We also need to take responsibility for the actions that maybe have had a cause and effect that has caused someone pain. And I thought about this butterfly just flying off into the distance. And I thought, how did it become a butterfly? What did it have to go through to reach such beauty? To be able to soar to new heights? To gracefully land on a petal? Or dance in the nectar of a flower? Sounds so beautiful, right? And I know you're sitting there saying, well, Sarah, spiritual, I ain't dancing in no nectar of no flower, right? You're feeling a little stuck. But I had to go back in time. And I had to look at where we've been. And I had to look at where a butterfly was before it was a butterfly. It was a various form of caterpillar, just crawling away, praying one of us didn't step on it. But because its mind isn't wired the same way ours is, probably didn't even care. Just was cruising along. And it comes to the point where it's ready to transform. And it begins to form this balled up energy. And as it forms this energetic ball, it begins to surround itself in this cocoon, kind of like our 2020. It went into a cocoon. And as it's in cocoon mode, it begins to dissolve. Now, for us humans, the thought that we may have to endure dissolving ourselves, breaking ourselves down, is a little off-putting, scary. But this seemingly innocent, yet unique caterpillar breaks down, and perhaps it has cells of a mere 50. But these cells, in the process of this metamorphosis, can turn into 50,000, so science says. And in the energy of this metamorphosis, it drops down into this liquid and begins to form its body, its eyes, its antenna, its ability to reproduce, and its beautiful, magnificent wings. All in the confines of this chrysalis, this cocoon. And holding itself in a tight quarters, unable to move, except to dissolve and rebirth itself, waiting the time as it sits in this beautiful energy of the cocoon to break free. How many of us, because we're afraid of change, have been unable to stay in our chrysalis long enough to allow everything to just break down? I'm not talking disaster. I'm talking just allow things to change. Allow some of the cracks to show. So you can chisel away and rebuild different areas of your life. You see, often we prevent ourselves from going into this energy of our cocoon, our chrysalis, because we're uncertain as to what lays before us. And the thought that it would be a better life and a more beautiful life, because we have the ability to choose, we choose otherwise. We often hold ourselves back. We think that we can restructure without losing everything. We think that we can restructure without ending a relationship that doesn't work. We think we can have a new life by simply changing a job, when it's really not the environment of the workplace, it's the actual job we're doing. We think that we can teach our children a better life by showing them a different school because it's something wrong with the school system, instead of looking at what we need to change in the family dynamics that opens up the energy for the child to make a choice that's perhaps detrimental to their future. We don't always want to go through those major changes. And we don't give credit to ourselves that when we've emerged, those of us who've been brave enough to go through the changes, that then, in the fullness of this rebirth, we hold this magnificent energy that has this impact on everything around us. So many of us, in the early stages of life, in the womb, we were just, a little embryo that morphed into a little baby. And what do our parents do when we first arrive home? They swaddle us and they put us in like a little cocoon. They wrap us to keep us warm. They want to mirror the experience of being within the mother's womb. And they try to shield us and protect us. But then as we begin to struggle and fuss, they begin to unswaddle us. They begin to let us move around. And we begin to observe things and take on some of their characteristics, their traits, their ways, their beliefs. And we go about life with our own soul's purpose and reason. And then, of course, the energy of the family, the tribe, those who raised you, the thoughts, the ways of life, beliefs. And we move ourselves into the journey with this new lease on life as we graduate high school and go on to pick a career, maybe go off to college. And we think at this young age of 18, 19, and 20, we are invincible. Well, there always comes a time after that where that becomes a little more real. Something unexpected happens in the life that causes us to take a moment and look back and think, well, I learned a lesson, didn't I? So I'm sure all of you in your journey in the early years, coming out of college or your first job, you got a real taste of life. And maybe you picked a path that was for your own desire, and maybe you picked a path because it was what made sense to you and it was logical. But in everyone's life, there comes this time where we are in our own metamorphosis, where, unlike the caterpillar, we don't have to completely destroy ourselves and turn to liquid and be reborn, but there are elements of our life that will crumble, that will be destroyed. It could be through the loss of a marriage, could be through a loss of a family member. It could be through our own observation of self and our, sabotaging of our journey and recognizing our flaws and our faults and knowing that we need to make a change. Maybe that's through an addiction. But however that comes about, there's always the moment. But going through it, we don't ever imagine that we could be like the butterfly. And when we look at the butterfly in all its elegance and its beauty and its ability to just soar and catch the wind and just ride the breeze, we, like the butterfly, have this butterfly effect on everything and everyone around us. So even the process that we go through in our metamorphosis is felt by the world. How we behave around others, the way we interpret the experience, and whether we allow it to make us stronger, greater, more victorious, or we use that metamorphosis and instead of growing from it, we allow it to continue to push us down further and we allow it to destroy us. Because we can't take the experience of change. So as we close out this 2021, we've got a few weeks. Make note, give thought. What are the times in your life that you've had your cocoon moment where you had to hunker down and go in and really do an overhaul? And what did it yield you? Where did it take you? How did you soar from an experience that maybe at that moment just seemed uncertain, difficult? We can all go through a change. And every effect that we have in this world is, of course, vibrating out. So ask yourself, as you begin to set sights on what's to come next for you through the changes that have been the past few years, where do you place yourself? Do you see yourself where you are now? Or are you brave enough to let go of things and maybe let some things crumble around you and just step through the rubble and move to something different, more profound for your soul, more rewarding, something that just makes you want to sing, makes you want to soar? We can learn a lot from the butterfly. Because in its not knowing that the process could be perceived as painful, it accepts it as a necessary evolutionary experience so that it can transcend to something greater and higher. So it can see itself on the ground and through this process know that in a short time it can soar above the treetops. We can learn a lot from the butterfly. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go go to our friends on Facebook and on YouTube on Sarah's Spiritual page. We're going to answer questions. We're going to talk to you on our phone lines at 888-565-1470. We are spiritually speaking to all of you, and I'm so glad to have you on board WHFS. Love hanging with my friends here at WWNN. We are just embracing everyone across the U.S. and all across the country, thanks to our wonderful connection through social media. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we'll be right back.
Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on WHFS 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. And you're also listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation. We've got some things coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. If you would like to visit me in West Palm Beach, I would love to have you at our center. It's at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. You can learn more about it at the expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. And of course, you can learn more about me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com. So at the center, we've got Calvin Cates coming this coming weekend. He's going to be joining us on this next coming weekend. And he's going to be joining us, giving us the wonderful healing bed energy of the crystal healings. And this is going to be a transformational experience. So if you're open to healing the 7 chakras and opening and aligning to your higher purpose, your higher self, and aligning to the energies of the Casa Dom Ignacio in the Brazil, These are the energies that we are transporting into the center and energetically clearing. So we do welcome you at the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com, and we ask you to register ahead of time or call the center at 561-682-0955. It's going to be next weekend. I believe that's the 17th and the 18th of November. And we've got our beautiful New Year's collection, New Year's forecast coming up. 2022, here we come. It is a package that is to knock your socks off. We've got the most amazing products that are here to toast in a ritual for the new year and include your forecast. You can get just your forecast for 2022, just the New Year's kit, or you can get the complete package. So visit us at sarahspiritual.com. It'll be posted very shortly, and you'll be on our mailing list if you register, and then for sure you won't miss a thing. We're going to go to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. So if you're cruising down the highway and you've got a question that's just burning you up, tonight's the night. We're going to answer your question. And I'm going to go to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Fort Lauderdale. I've got Christine, and Christine, she's in Fort Lauderdale. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, Christine. And how can I assist you tonight?
Yeah, I've been need an answer or guidance, like if I should sell my house either this year or early next year, and if I should relocate to a state. I'm not sure where I need to go. I've been praying for guidance on that.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is an interesting time. This is a time of expansion for you this year. It's time to expand to new horizons. And 2022 is going to bring you into the energy of major changes. So next year would be the best time for you to make a sale, make a move, and to relocate. Now, the state is something that's, well, doesn't really have a chill in the air. So you're going to have to stay in the southern type of energy, because my angels and guides say that this may not be the exact spot for you, but we do want to have some of the benefits of some nice weather. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And so when I look at this energy, I see the energy of March, opening up the time of change. So we should be able to make a sale and a change then. So it'd be best if you take a look at a few areas that may be of interest. They take me to, well, they have a bit of a chill in the North Carolinas, but I see North Carolina as an option. And I also see the energy of Tennessee. And you have, Christina, a connection to someone up in the Northeast, please? In the New Jersey, New York area, please?
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of family there, yes.
Yes, I have a lot of family there, but that's where you're going to be deciding on the weather factor there, all right? But I feel like there's strong connections to people there, but I also see that you're ready for some new adventure. We also want to align ourselves with work and abundance as well. Is that also true?
Yeah, I'm in between jobs now. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm in.
You're in
I don't
limbo.
even want to stay in Florida because, the Florida doesn't pay well.
Yes.
I'm not really happy here. And
Exactly.
it's not. Yeah.
So the time will come in the beginning part of next year to sell the house. So it's best for you to look for work somewhere else, see what's out there, what's offering something good for you, and make that readjustment next year.
Okay.
All right,
thank
Christine.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Sarah. Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got Jilly, and Jilly is in Port St. Lucie. Jilly, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Sarah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your question for us tonight?
I was just wondering, which career is, meant for me. Because sometimes I feel not sure.
Well, it's not about the career. It's Jilly doesn't feel sure about Jilly. So Jilly could be in one career and go to another career, but not really give herself the credit that she deserves. You have to give yourself a little bit more of a pat on the back. You've come a long way in the past 2 years, yes?
Yeah.
You've grown out of your comfort zone. You've overcome some of your shyness and your insecurities, yes?
Yes.
Okay. But you had a vision of something being a little bit easier to break through in a particular career. And now you're being met with kind of like a wall. And you're saying, well, I'm not really passing this wall. So I really want more from my work experience. And maybe I'm not qualified enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. This is some of the conversation that Jilly's having, yes?
Yes.
Okay. But it's also about you looking at what you're doing and where you're doing it, and perhaps perfecting some of the tasks that you do so that you build the confidence so that you can then move to another company and grow there. Like, I feel that you feel self-confident, that your self-confidence is down because of the way people have maybe interacted with you, and you don't feel like they believe in you. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So that's all an inner work. So you can change to a million jobs. You could change careers. You could shift over from radio and television to marketing, and you really wouldn't feel any different. It's an inside job that you have to do, Jilly. But I will tell you this, that this year, it's going to represent a lot of self-worth, setting healthy boundaries, understanding who you are. And as we come into this 2022, you're going to learn that you bring a lot of great gifts to the world. I also see primary partnership love energy around you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So if we change the job, it's not going to change how we feel. We assess how we feel, we redirect how we feel, and then we go on to perhaps a new job in the same industry with a bit more confidence. You are meant to do what you've chosen to do. Don't doubt yourself. Time for the journey. Thanks so much, Jilly, for calling. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We are answering your questions all across the nation. And I'm going to go to our Facebook friends and our YouTube friends and answer some questions there. And then we've got to get back to the phone lines because we've got some callers on the line. But let's pull a question and see what we've got live here on our Facebook feed and our YouTube feed. And we've got Annie Johnson. She's like, Sarah, I need to know. Oh, my goodness, am I blind to see the truth in this connection? And she's asking about this connection between herself and someone else. And when I look at the energy, and we'll just go back to the other page, we're going to take a look and see all the birthday information here for me, and we'll go back. And we see here that, interestingly enough, you're not being blind. There is a connection here. But it seems to be a bit of a connection that comes from another understanding of another experience, of another time, of another life. And I feel like the two of you have picked back up. Now, if you don't believe in past lives, I feel like we've all known each other before in another time. And this energy with this person is very intense. He's super duper intense. And he can just really kind of look right through you. And are you blind? Well, this connection is something that is going to ask you to open up your heart and let your guard down. And both of you need to understand the communication that is to come between the two of you. And you are in this personal experience of expanding communication and heartfelt experiences, while he's in this energy of learning to step out of the box and break his routine. So you're both open for change. Step into the change together, Annie Johnson, and see where the universe takes you. Because this is a very interesting dynamic between the two of you. And if you felt like you've known him before and it's a little weird to you at times, this deja vu moment, you're not too far off the mark. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And I've got Kevin. Kevin's in Connecticut. Kevin, how are you tonight?
How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you. And how can I assist you tonight?
Okay, I was just wondering if my dad had a message for me because he passed away almost a year ago. it would be a week before Christmas that he passed away. So it's been almost a year. Just wonder if he had a message for me.
Okay, let me tune into that energy and see what we've got going on here. And I will also tell you that something about money going on with you. Are you trying to make more money or readjust something in your money? Because they're talking to me about your money and your finances. Are you working at something with your money right now, please, Kevin?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We're doing some like investments and something for work, please.
It's mostly from work leads. I'm trying to get something a little bit better with steady hours and a little bit better pay, so I can.
It's going to be
a little more stable financially.
It's going to be a better year for you coming into 2022. So keep your eyes out, keep looking. I also feel the energy of growth, promotion, advancement. You'll realize this a little bit closer to the February, March time, a little closer to the birthday time for you. And then after that opening window. And then when I move you into June, I feel like that's a time of release, relief, you're calm, things are falling into order. Were you back and forth, Kevin, about something about a move, please?
About moving? Yeah,
Correct.
I was back
Yes.
and forth a little bit for a while.
Yes, don't move yet. That's something that's going to happen for you next year. There'll be a better opening for you, so be open for that change, but now is not the time. When I look at the energy of your dad, and I'm made aware of his connection to you, he makes me feel as if when he gets close to you in your energy, when you feel him, you think of him, sometimes you're not sure if you're imagining that you are feeling him or thinking of him and he's connected to you. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'm working with my model train layout, I can feel that he's like right there next to me.
Right. And he wants you to know that's not your imagination, all right? Because he's making me feel like he tries to make himself known, and sometimes I don't know if you're trusting that feeling. He's coming through, letting me know. He's showing himself to you. And he's also talking about things being divided, things being, I don't know, sorted out. And everything didn't get sorted out yet for his passing, please. There's some things that are still undone with this, please.
Well, that would be with my sister.
Okay. So he's making me feel, let me continue with what he's got for me, because he's making me feel like everything isn't in order. It hasn't been sorted through, divided yet. And I also feel like there's disharmony, disconnect in some of this experience of the division. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So this is something that I hear, you know your sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Your sister takes something simple and makes it complicated. Yes?
Oh, yeah, she's famous for that.
Okay. So let it work itself out. Stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. Be heard. Your sister can behave a little bit like a drama queen.
Yes, she does.
And
Oh, yeah.
so here's
Absolutely.
so here's the energy. Dad says he's with you. He supports you. He knows and he knew how everyone would be. So he understands. But he had to do things in a way that he thought was just and fair.
Right.
And your sister needs to understand that she can't control everything in this experience. Now, he also makes me aware of something going on before he passed. Had you gone to see him and left, or left and came back right before he passed? He's making me feel like you were away from him right before he passed. Please, does this make sense to you?
Well, I mean, we weren't really that close. I mean, as close as
But did you see
we weren't
him?
as close as either of us wanted to be, you know?
Okay, but what he's talking about right before he passed. Did you see him right before he passed, and then you left, and then he passed right after that, please?
Well, no, I couldn't, because he passed away at the hospital, and because of COVID. I wasn't.
Okay.
I wanted to be there to like hold his hand, but I wasn't able to.
Okay, because he's letting me know that you weren't there when he passed, and he knows that you weren't there when he passed, but he makes me feel like there was a way that you were able to say goodbye to him. Did you get to say goodbye to him before he left for the hospital?
I did something like privately in my own time.
Perfect. He's acknowledging your connection. Hear me, Kevin, because he's here with me, and he's acknowledging your connection to him before he passed. He makes me aware that you were not there when he passed, but he wants you to know that he is connected with you no matter where you are and what you're doing. And there is no animosity. There is no disconnect. There is just pure, straight connection of love between the two of you. Do not worry. Do not hold any fear in this relationship. Feel that it's unsteady, uncertain. He is with you. All right, Kevin. Thank you so much for calling, Kevin. We greatly appreciate it. Thanks for listening. How'd you hear about the show, Kevin, in Connecticut?
My fiance and her daughter told me about you.
Okay.
I've called a couple other times, but
All right. Well,
I haven't called lately because I never had a definitive question for you.
All right. Well, we are sorry about the loss of your father, but know that he is with you. Thank you so much, Kevin, for calling and listening in Connecticut. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right here joining you on WHFS. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room
back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And you're also listening to us on WHFS 1010 AM, 92.1 and 103.1. And we are answering your questions at 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to Rochelle, and she's in West Palm Beach. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great, my dear. Good to connect with you. How did you hear about the show?
I was driving on my way to work, and then I ended up listening to the radio, and then I started following you on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much for following us and joining the Sarah Spiritual Vibe Tribe. And you are really getting yourself ready for some new changes and a whole new adjustment within the depths of your soul. You've been really trying to get a little closer to God, your guides, your angels. You're really trying to open up and be the best possible human being you've been trying to be for a very long time. You're trying to get it right this time, yes?
Yes.
They tell me that you've been spending a little more time in prayer, meditation, and you're looking for guidance because you want to know what's coming next for you. Is that true?
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay. And when they knock on the door of your future and I open heaven's door and they kind of show me a little picture, here's the cool thing they show me. They're showing me advancement. They're talking to me about growth and studies, and you want to study something and move yourself, advance in your career soon, please? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And they're giving me this information, and they're telling me you're a little hesitant because you're like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm up to it. I just don't know. You're going to be fine. You got to get it together, and you've got to make your choice. And when you make your choice and you choose to study, and I feel like it's going to take you a bit of time, so that's the other part that's a little concerning because you're like, what? I got to sign up for 2 or 3 years? What? That seems like a lot, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, you can do it. Okay. I want you to look at yourself and say, I am the woman who is powerful beyond measure. I am the woman who has divine intelligence, therefore I can pass any test. I know you feel like it's been a while since you've been out of school, but you're looking at your paycheck and saying, seriously, this is what I'm getting? And I know you know you're worth so much more. And it's not just about the exchange of money that we refer to as currency. It is about value in yourself and stepping out of the box that you've put yourself in, because I feel like you've been trying to just do what makes it get done because you're trying to please and accommodate other people in your life. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
They make me aware of family and people around you, and I just feel like it's a bit much for you. But I'm going to tell you that one of your greatest gifts in your guides and angels communication with you, Rochelle, is that your guides and angels talk to you in your dream state, and they give you messages. And there's a woman who stands above you, connected to you, who is in the position of, she feels like a grandmother, but she may be great-grandmother because she seems very strong and in her energy. And she's not from America, yes? She's from another country. This is true, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's very much with you. And you get a lot of her strength. You have her strength. This makes sense to you. Something about you is like your grandmother's energy, yes?
Yes.
Okay. She's with you, supporting you, and I want you to know that you can do this. So when I move you forward in the month of June, I feel like all hands on deck. We are getting ready to submit and get all squared away for the next season of study. So you've got a few months to get yourself enrolled and get things going, and you're going to have to make some adjustments in your schedule, but that's okay. You can do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for following us. I'm really glad you answered the call of your soul, and it said give us a call, and we're glad to talk to you. I look forward to hearing about your progress moving forward. Have a great night.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. So we're going to go from little old West Palm Beach, Florida, to Pittsburgh. I think it's getting a little chilly there in Pittsburgh. I got Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you?
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. There's a great energy coming for you, my dear. They talked to me about the energy of your personal self-care and self-worth. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
You are working on yourself?
Yes.
I hear this voice that says, or actually the song, I got a new attitude. So we are trying to build a new attitude, Amanda. We are working on transformation and change, healthy boundaries. You've got to kind of keep your guard up a bit with some people that you know you're trying to phase out. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
They talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. Very interesting that they have this conversation here. And they talk to me about your exploring yourself and getting ready to get more balance in your life. Yes. And are we taking care of health in a little bit more of a serious manner right now?
Yes.
Okay. What is your question for me, Miss Amanda?
I recently connected with someone, and I just wanted to see like what we may be, or if it's the energy.
Okay. What's their birthday?
June 17th, 92.
Okay, so the first thing that I see here is that they too are ready for some rework on themselves. They are kind of revamping themselves and kind of putting themselves in a new path. Yes, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And they want to call it a reinvention. And I feel like they've been back and forth in something about career, and they finally are making up their mind the solid path to take. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So the wobble is out of that. Now they're kind of feeling a little bit more, phew, they're ready for themselves. This is actually good energy for a relationship for them. They like to be free. They like to express themselves. They're kind of funny. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get from them because they're a little bit unexpected, but they have a nice vibe to them. And I feel as long as you realize that they can't be put in a box and can't be kind of controlled, you'll be doing good. Okay.
Okay.
Trust the experience here. It is a good individual connection between the two of you. And I feel as long as you both give each other permission to grow, this relationship can really form a nice, steady connection. And then we will see where it will go from there. All right, okay. Amanda? All right. Yes. Thank you so much. How did you hear about the show, Amanda?
Oh, my friend Nadine. She's a big fan.
Well, you tell Nadine I said thanks so much, and we welcome you to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we hope to hear from you again.
Okay, all definitely. Right. Thank you.
All right, honey. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We are answering questions all across the nation, all across the globe. And if you want to learn more about having a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, you can go to sarahspiritual.com. Do you want to know what 2022 holds? Well, we've got a 2022 forecast coming up for you that will really give you insight as to how to navigate what's coming before you. We also have so many other general readings and connecting with your guides and your angels and your loved ones. So check out our sessions page. And if you'd like to know how to shift energy, light a candle, or dabble in an oil, a spray, we've got that on our website, sarahspiritual.com. And we are going to make a connection for each one of you across the nation here. So if you're listening on WHFS and we're closing out our first hour that we've had the privilege to share with all of you, I know, don't really let us slip away. Pop on over to iHeartRadio and go to WWNN and catch Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, or go to Sarah's Spiritual page on YouTube and Facebook and follow the continuation of the show. We're just heating up. The phone lines are ringing off the hook, and we're so glad to be connecting to all of you. And to everyone on Facebook, pop your question in the feed, and we'll be getting to you in the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And remember, just because you're going through your metamorphosis and you're feeling a little uncomfortable, don't let it slow you down. From the ground, you'll be soaring to new heights. Give it a while. It'll all be great. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be back for our second hour.
That shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinion
and close out the day, and the moon begins to rise. It says hello as the sun says goodbye. The birds ride the wind and nowhere there to go. They're just cruising by, singing a song or two for you and I. The ocean meets the sand and whispers to it too, come dance with me and lose yourself deep in the sea. Oh, the world, it works so beautifully together. Oh, the world, it seems in harmony. Why can't you and I live together in harmony? The butterfly emerges from deep within the cocoon. It was hiding for a while, getting ready to show its beauty and change. The winds begin to blow and dance with the trees and twirl the leaves around as they dance in the sunlight. The rain, it begins to fall and everything washes off, all shiny and new, just like me and you. When we were once born, the world is there together as one. The world is there together in harmony. Why can't we live together and understand who we are? Why do wars make us better when we feel like we are hurt? Why can't we love one another and give it all a chance to dance? The world, it flows so beautifully. It dances with the planets and the stars light the way. And the universe says, you are one with me. Why can't we learn to live together as one? Why can't we learn to love everyone? Oh, the world is in harmony if we follow the sun and moon and stars.
Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold
Yes,
the
love may hold the answer
answer
now, but we are listening on WWNN, and we're talking to all of you, and love holds a lot of answers. But we got to hear what your questions are first, because love is the answer, but you might not be in the energy of where you want to be right now. And we're talking tonight about the butterfly and the transformation that we all have gone through. So if you're feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant, a little broken down, break it down into some liquid in your little cocoon, just chilling, thinking, I need to make a change. Well, tonight's the night we are going into this metamorphosis mode, and we're talking to people all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And I believe we were up in Pittsburgh, and now we're going to go down a little bit. We're going down a little to Baltimore, and we've got Joanne on the line. Joanne, how are you tonight?
Oh, my goodness. I'm well. Thank you.
Good to connect with you, Joanne. So the first thing they tell me is the winds of change are here upon you. Make me feel like this has been a bumpy kind of time for you. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, the doors are there, and some have slammed in your face, and you're kind of the universe has your attention, got you on your knees, and you've been asking for your guides and your angels. You've been asking for assistance. You've been looking up to your loved ones on the other side saying, help me, right? You know that song, Help Me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda.
Yes.
Well, you're like, help, Joanne, help, Joanne, because you're like, Lord, I don't think I can handle much more of this craziness. But they're talking about setting some changes in motion. They're talking about you're setting your boundaries, Joanne. And by that, I mean, if something isn't working for you, I need you to let that go. And they're also talking about some disharmony around you, please. People are not in alignment at this time in the primary family circle or connection with you, please. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Okay. Because I'm feeling like there's some disagreement or disconnect or not on the same page with the people in your circle, like something doesn't feel the way it used to. So I want you to just notice that and understand that things are going through changes, but you have changed a lot. And particularly you've changed since 2018. The past 3 years have been major metamorphosis times. We're closing out the chapter of that time. I have to also go back to 2011 into 12. They tell me these were times of change for you as well. So we are here at this time for you to just, first of all, look back and say, look how far I've come. Give yourself a pat on the back. They're also talking about things you want to do next for finances, for work, for career, that you are really looking at your whole life and saying, where do I go from here at this moment in time for what appears to be about a second half of life? So, Joanne, what is your question for me, please?
Well, I'm concerned because I do have all these changes going on, and I've been dealing with just an incredible amount of stress.
Yeah.
And sometimes just this depression that it's bad. It just pulls me down. I'm able to rebound eventually, but it's bad.
Mm-hmm. But things are out of your control, and you know that, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I also am made aware of strong connections on the other side, support of family and loved ones that are no longer here that you look to and you miss. Is this also true? Yes?
This is true.
Yes. And they're holding much support for you. And I'm kind of forming a little connection, so I'm going to let them continue to kind of open up that energy, and I can see what else I can give you. But what specifically about this transformation time, this kind of, well, you're in your cocoon, your chrysalis, and you're being broken down into this liquid form. And you want to emerge this magnificent butterfly coming through all these, the word they give me is challenges, difficulties, disruption to the flow of life. So what is the question that you have for me regarding this?
Well, I've gone through 3 job changes in 14 months. And that has been really devastating to me. And the first job change I took was I was led into a really bad situation. I was misled. It was just terrible. So I've just been trying to rebound, and I kind of pivoted a little bit with my career a little bit, and I'm just dealing with a lot of anxiety and not feeling good enough. Am I going to make it, etc.
But you've always been the front person running the show for other people. Is that true? Like you're the person I drop everything off and you magically make it all work or something? Yes, please?
I would say yes.
Okay. But now there's other protocols, other things. So you've been put in front of people who are kind of come from a different way of working, and almost you were feeling a little inferior, and they tried to make you feel like you would be advancing, but instead they set you up to fail, yes?
Could be, yeah.
Okay. And when I look at the energy here, I find, I know we've been through how many changes, but I find when I go into the April month of next year, things seem like they're on strong, solid ground. I feel as if this new aspect of your career, you've kind of taken, as you said, a sidestep from what you normally did and are opening up to a new arena. This is going to open up some new talents, some new creativity for you. This will be good. This will open you up. And I feel like there may be yet, another job. Sorry. But if there's another job or another role, don't be afraid to go in that direction. Because they let me know that 2022, we're kind of cleaning the slate. Now, Joanne, when I'm talking to you, I'm made aware of several people on the other side, but one is clearly a gentleman stands above you, father, grandfather. This gentleman steps forward. Is this your grandfather I have here, please, or is it your father? Because he's very strong.
It would be my father, probably. Okay. My father or my brother.
Okay. No, it's in the father position, so it is your father. Okay. So he's the first one who steps forward for me. Very strong energy here. He makes me aware of stability, something about you always had to make sure everything was stable. You were always very stable about how you looked at things. Does that make sense to you, please?
That is correct.
Okay. And if I look at the energy, your brother hasn't stepped forward, but if I look at the energy between you and your brother, night and day, is that also true? He's like a totally different person, yes?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Father steps forward in support of you. He kind of taught you how you should push forward and believe in yourself and move forward. Yes, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also brings me this very strong energy of, what is that? He's talking to me about pictures, and were you going through some pictures and things recently of the family? I'm hearing that song, Faded Photographs.
It could be, yes.
I'm seeing, no, but he's making me aware of there's something symbolic about this time of year regarding him, regarding you. This is symbolic to him, birthday, anniversary, or something important that was celebratory to him. This is how he makes me feel.
No, that would be my anniversary of my brother passing.
Okay. And so there's something connected then with your brother that's going to be something we're going to look through or connect to. There's something very strong around this energy. So please know Father steps forward. Your brother hasn't stepped forward, but I do want to, we were talking about your work, but I did want to let you know that there was a gentleman stepping forward connected to you in the Father's position here. I also made aware of your conversations with God and your desire to seek a little more inner peace, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Things you cannot control, just give to God.
Okay.
Breathe through them and kind of say to yourself, I have the power, I have the will. My own destiny I can fulfill. No other man can subdue me. God alone can undo me. I have the power, I have the will. My own destiny I must fulfill. No other man can subdue me. God alone can undo me. There's nothing that a human being can do that can really take you down unless you give it power.
Yeah.
And we are also caring for someone in the family, please. There's a female energy or someone you're worried about and looking after as well, please.
It's something that I'm worried about, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is their name?
Mm-hmm. Janice.
Okay. And she's also going through some changes in her life as well. And she's going through her own, her energy seems very weak, depressed, but she's also feeling very off in her health as well. Is this also true?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whose birthday is in the month of 7 in the month of July, please? Who is that?
Or even my sister.
Okay. And is that Janice?
No.
Who is that then?
That's my sister Jennifer.
Jennifer. And when is Janice's birthday?
May.
Okay. And Joanne, who is the R name connected to the family, please?
I don't know. I'd have to think.
Okay. Because someone on the other side is talking about the letter R connected to the family here. So it's a little faint off in the distance, but I always capture everything. So in the energy of your sister, what is the question for me?
I don't think I have anything for her.
Okay.
I think she's...
You will be fine. You are strong. You have always navigated change. You have always kept everybody together and kept everything going, yes? And that's exhausting for you.
Yes.
Okay. But you have been the leader of the pack, so to speak, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the person who was in charge. Mm-hmm. So as I look at this energy, know that you can make these changes, that it will be a better 2022 for you. And this is going to put you in a place where you can settle in. I know you want to settle in somewhere where you feel happy and you don't have to make changes. But they're also alerting me to the thought that they want you to think outside the box. that in 2023, perhaps putting together something that's your own business, something that inspires you, will be most beneficial for you to do.
Okay.
All right. How did you hear about the show,
Great.
Joanne?
I believe it was through YouTube,
Okay.
through my searches through YouTube, and I saw you and started watching all of your shows.
Well, thank you so much for following us. I'm glad we were able to make this connection. Know that your father's energy very strong around you. They're definitely giving you all the support from the other side. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to West Palm Beach. I've got Franz on the line. Franz, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. And what is your question for us tonight?
Well, I would like to know if I will have a breakthrough because I'm still waiting because you told me the universe has a surprise for me.
Yes.
And I wanted to know if I won't have no more death, surprise death for the rest of the year.
No more
And my
surprise.
lucky number.
So let's talk about your energy here. So first thing they tell me is that you have been really doing a lot of soul searching, and you've been asking the question of God, why? Why? Why does this have to happen? Yes?
Yes.
And they also make me aware of 3 people connected to you that passed in a very short time. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. Because they make me aware that you don't understand why things have to end so quickly. This is also true?
Yes.
And you did not get to say goodbye to someone who recently passed, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Remember that just because you do not see them before they pass doesn't mean that they are not connected to you and they're not aware that you miss them. They also make me aware of a job opportunity coming for you, Franz. You're looking to make a new job change.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, it's coming. Got to keep yourself moving in that direction, hold the vision. But they show me new work, new opportunity. They also tell me that there's a trip that you had wanted to take, but now you're not able, you cannot, it is not financially feasible at this time either. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. We have family where? Haiti? Where's our family?
Haiti, Canada,
Okay.
Boston, practically all over.
All over. Who is the woman that's still connected to you that is in Haiti, please? Is this on the mother side of the family, please?
No, I don't have nobody that really connecting. The only person that I have right now in Haiti is, I have family members, so
Okay.
I talk to a lot of them, so I wouldn't know which one. I'm sorry.
That's okay. There's a woman connected to you that is connected to Suet. Okay, so I've got to go to Mother's. Where is Mother, please? Mother's in West Palm, or she's in Canada? Where is she?
She's in West Palm.
Okay. So who's the woman connected to your mother that's still in Haiti? She has a sister, a cousin connected there?
No.
Okay. There's someone there connected. I hear what Spirit's telling me. I'll continue to tell me. You check with your mother. There's a woman there who's going through some difficulty in her health connected to your mother's side of the family. They make me aware of something going on with her heart health, her pressure, something going on with that heart experience here. So I want you to just know that there's someone who has to follow up with her. So
Maybe it's my auntie.
Okay.
But she's not in Haiti. She's somewhere else.
Okay, she's not in. She's from Haiti and she moved somewhere else. Okay, there's a woman connected to mom. If it's auntie, something going on with her health connected to the heart. So this is what I want to make you aware of. All right. So there's an opportunity coming for you, my dear, and I want you to pay attention to work environment, work growth, because this is going to be a powerful time for you. And I also see you also have a love question and the love energy around you.
Well, it's like, I just want to know, it's like if me and my boyfriend, things will go forward for us.
What is his birthday?
7/24.
Okay.
1968, I believe.
Okay. So here is somebody who's very strong-willed, yes?
Yes.
And he likes to be connected and be free, but he also likes to have a sense of family. So he likes his independence, but he wants to know he belongs to somebody. There's further advancement in this relationship when I step into the energy of next year. This year, I feel like he's going to go through the end of this year into next year is going through a lot of changes. I feel like he's trying to reinvent something for his work, for his job. And once he gets a little more established in his work and his business ideas, this will make it easier for him to move forward in the relationship. Right now, he doesn't feel like he has much to offer. Things are not where he wants. His head is not involved in investing in relationship. He's trying to build business and build money. This is true, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Check on your auntie, all right? We want to make sure that things are in sync with her and that they're following up with her. Know that you're very supported by those you have lost recently on the other side, and they send you much love, my dear.
Okay. Oh, is there a lucky number I can play?
Lucky number that you can play. Well, let's take a look here. Well, I like the energy of your birthday, but when I take your birthday and I look at the energy of it, I feel like some of the components of your birthday have come, so that then makes me want to take one of the numbers here. So I'm going to just move you into something here. Hang on. Take a look at the number 901. Let's take a look at that number. Okay, it's kind of like your birthday reverse there. So take a look at that number and see what that number will do. I'll be sure to take a look, Franz, and see the last time that number came up. But there's something about that number that seems like it could come soon. All right, Franz, thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to go to Atlanta, Georgia. We've got to go to Pompano. We've got to go all across the nation. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956 or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go answer a question from Atlanta, Georgia. I got Kendra on the line. Kendra, how are you tonight?
Hi.
Hello, Kendra.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. How can I assist you tonight?
Okay, so I have a question about a past.
A past love. Where is the love?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's going to be a reconnection or why I feel the way I feel. My birthday is October 2nd, 1986, and
Right.
her birthday is April 6th, 1986.
Okay. So the interesting connection here, Kendra, between the two of you is it's kind of like you're kindred spirits. Like you kind of know each other. You're in this kind of vibe. And it kind of fizzled out and kind of left you wondering why it ended. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay. They make me feel as if there was a lot of hesitancy. Both people weren't showing up in true authenticity. Feel like you both were guarded during the time of the relationship. And this person born in April feel like they were kind of keeping their guard up and weren't really letting you in. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Also, this is also a person who's very stubborn, and when they don't want to do something, it's hard to get them to change their mind. But I also feel like you're having dreams with them. Does that make sense to you? You're seeing them in the dream state.
Yes. I see them in my dreams from time to time.
Yeah. This is a soul connection, a soul tie. If this relationship is to come back around, this is something that can happen after the month of March of 2022. That's the timeline they give me. It's just that I feel like you both are on two different pages now, so it's going to be a little difficult to get us on back in sync. Does this also make sense?
Yeah.
Somebody got in between the two of you, please?
It's possible.
I see somebody.
We share a group of friends.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
I feel like somebody wasn't a fan of the relationship. Somebody caused trouble, got in between the two. Okay. I just want to let you know that. But then your partner here had her guard up. So really wasn't letting her really open up and share with you her experiences with you. I want you to take this time to manifest something that is what you want in a relationship. I feel like she's not ready to settle down. And this is something that you would like. You want primary partnership. You want someone who's ready to settle down. Is that true?
Yeah, I want consistency at this point.
Yeah. You want something secure. And so when I look at the energy around this relationship, I feel as if this is got a shot in the spring. But until then, you kind of got to let it be. It's a soul connection from another time, and it may have run its course.
Okay.
All right. So I do see other love for you in 2022, so you have to just be open for love, all right?
Okay.
All right. How did you hear about the show?
Friends referred me to the show.
Okay. Well, thank you, friend, and stay in tune. Want to see what 2022 is coming for you? Be sure to tune back in when we toast in the year of January 2022. All right, Kendra,
All right,
thank you
you.
so much. Honor the feeling and the connection between the two of you, but keep your eyes and your heart open. Love is coming. Bye for now.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye. And we're going to go to Pompano. I've got Brenda on the line. Brenda, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm almost good, but I'm happy to hear your beautiful voice, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am calling because I'm in a very difficult time when I might become destitute, and I would like to look for some kind of work that would help me support myself, and I don't know what exactly am I going to look for. I expect my parents that passed away a long time ago to give me an advice or a thought for my pets that I really miss them.
I know you really miss them, and it was a very difficult time for your parents, and your parents have navigated a lot of tough times in their existence here on Earth, yes? They went through tough times, your parents, yes?
Very tough times.
Very tough times. And they also tell me that you know how to survive and you're a very strong survivor. Is that also true?
It's true.
Yes. They also tell me that you've had your share of suffering in the recent years as well, yes? Not just through the loss of them, but through the loss of a lot of people that you've known. Is this also true?
It is true.
And they make me aware, honey, that you're afraid that there won't be enough finances, but I feel like something is going to come to assist you in making things easier for you.
It is.
Yes, I see money coming to you. And I also feel here when I look at this that it's difficult for you to do too much in work. So I feel like you have to do something to help somebody so that you can make a little bit of money. It's got to be something very simple for you to do. Does that make sense?
I don't know about that. I would like to know what kind of work can I do, because I'm very talented in art. I was very talented in business. I was very talented in cleaning houses.
Yeah.
But I hate it all the time. And I don't know, right now I'm old. I don't know what should I do to support myself.
Well, you could be somebody's assistant and help them in their life with the things that you know how to do. And sometimes through word of mouth, you can do some things to help other people. Whatever you do, it has to be very simple. Not that you're not talented. It's just that you too deserve your time and your rest as well. Your mother makes me feel as if she came to you in a dream not too long ago, please. You remember having a dream with your mother?
Almost every day.
Okay. She makes me feel like she's come to you. And she's also talking to me about, is there a brother who passed, please? Who's the brother who passed?
I never had any. It was just myself.
Then did she have a brother who passed? Because she's talking to me about a brother. Did your mom have a brother?
She did have a brother.
Okay, she's talking to. She's talking to.
He was not very present in our life.
Okay, but she's talking about being with a brother. She has a brother connected to her on the other side. Okay, so she's making me aware of a brother. So I just want you to know that whatever they were separated on this plane of existence, they are reconnected on the other side. Your father makes me feel, although he was strong and strict, he had a good, funny sense of humor. Is this true?
He was, but his life was so difficult that he left us when I was 3 years old, and then he died. And he was not much in my life.
Okay, well, I'm told that he had
a wonderful man.
Wonderful man. He had a sense of humor. He was a very strong person, very strong personality here. They are very much with you, Brenda. And I really think if you talk to your community and see, I'm sure there's people who need you to help them do some things or perhaps pick up some things while you're getting things for yourself. And you can do a few errands or be of service to other people and for the exchange of money. I wouldn't worry, because worry is going to pinch off the possibilities of things being nice and smooth for you in this experience of finances. So I want you to trust that the universe is going to give you something unexpected to make this easier for you. Do not wonder how or when. Just trust that something good is going to happen for you.
Do I have anything from my pets?
From your pet?
Yeah.
Nobody's coming through for me. No pet has come through on
A
today.
dog.
A dog. No puppy has stepped forward for me
A
here.
rabbit.
No, your rabbit didn't come through either. I don't. Sometimes I'm blessed to talk to the pets, but I don't have your dog or your rabbit here with me at this time. But I have your mom, I have your dad, and I have your mom's brother connected to us at this time. Brenda, it'll be all right. We want you to hold the vision and just trust in God.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you for listening. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got to go to Oregon. I've got Terry on the line. Terry, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Terry, good to connect with you. And what's your question for us tonight?
Okay, I have a twin sister, and early on we were raised by our grandparents, and we would see my mother on holidays and such. But for years, she told my sister and I that our dad had died in the Vietnam War, and she even put his name on our birth certificate. Well, when I was about 30 years old,
you found out otherwise.
Yes. When I was 30 years old, I tried to contact my father, so I called my mother to get some more information, and she became furious with me, just livid. And I said, "What's going on?" She said, "I lied. He's not your father." And I said, and I didn't know how to take that. So till this day, she will not tell me who my father is, and said that she had a one-night stand, and she doesn't know, and she gets furious about it every time I talk about it. And I don't understand it because I know she knows who he is, and I don't understand it. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, some things have to be left to the person to share. And if she doesn't want to share that with you, perhaps she knows a side of him that she doesn't feel belongs in your life, even though you think she doesn't have that place to make that choice.
Right, but she does know who it is.
I know she does. And I know it's not a one-night stand.
Yes.
However, she also knows the personality of the person. And I really feel that from her perspective, his presence in your life is not going to add value.
Okay.
And so in her way, she's protecting you and she's protecting herself because she doesn't want to open up that can of worms again.
Yeah, I wish she would just say it that way,
Energy seems rough, volatile, just seems difficult, the energy around that relationship.
Yeah, okay.
And so she's done the best. She's done the best she can to keep you protected. Her goal here is not to hurt you. And now she needs you to respect her healthy boundary. And I know, and you and I both know, that if you choose to go through some DNA tests and you run a search, you could probably come up with the answer all by yourself if you choose to do that. But if it's that important to you, but be careful the can of worms you open.
And I just kind of have a feeling I know who it is too, but
okay.
Oh yeah, thank you, Sarah. And really quick, I want my grandfather and my grandma to know that I talk to them every night, and I'm sure that they hear me.
Well, I'm sure that they hear you, very much so, and your grandmother's very much in the energy around you, so her presence is very much felt, and she makes me feel as if she holds this very strong energy of love and nurturing for you. And even though she wasn't your mother, she is your mother in her vision and her version of the story. And I don't know if she crocheted or knitted, but they're talking to me about a baby blanket or a blanket that you have of hers, please. Does this make sense? This is a tie to her. This holds the two of you together. When I think of the yarn and how it's woven together and the colors and how they blend, when I see that, I think of the tapestry of life and how we're so intricately woven together. And this is the story that she leaves behind in a blanket, unbeknownst to you, that we're always forever connected. The threads of life hold us together, and We're connected in various different ways, even through the twists and the knots that are life. We're still connected, making the great tapestry of life.
Yeah. Oh, you're so awesome, Sarah. Thank you
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know they're around me, and thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. I think we need to pull another commercial before we go back to the phone lines, and we're going to have to go to Tennessee after having been in Oregon. But stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. We're just talking to Terry in Oregon. And now we're going to go to Chris in Clarksville, Tennessee. Chris, how you doing? Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, Chris.
Okay.
Good to connect with you. Is this your first time calling the show, Chris?
Yes.
And how'd you hear about the show?
Actually, a friend of mine.
Wonderful. Well, we welcome you.
She called and spoke with you.
Great. What's your question for us tonight?
I was wondering what you can tell me about my mom and the situation that she's in.
Okay. And what's your mom's birthday?
12/25/56.
So the first thing that I'm made aware of here is that, so when I go back to 2015, your mom's been going through a difficult time for a while. Is that true?
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah. So 2015 seems to be the time that things started to kind of slide and shift for her. She hasn't been able to get her footing. What is the question about her regarding her status, her health? What is the question, please?
It's her health.
I know. So what is the question?
I'm wanting to know
Understand
how much
this.
longer is she going to be with me?
Okay. Your mom
she's
is
on hospice.
Your mom is very strong. She has held on longer than they thought she would. This is true, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Yes. And your mom is really holding true to the energy that she wants to celebrate the energy of your birthdays. This is important to her. She wants to be here for your birthday. She wants to share that experience with you. She wants to be here for her birthday. She doesn't want to leave you in a short time. And they're doing everything that they can for her. But it feels as if the body that is breaking down, and it's spread throughout the body. This is true, yes?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So this is a matter of her strength. But mom's been being strong for a very long time.
Very.
I know that. And when I see the energy around her, I am not God, and I cannot tell you when her plan is that she decides she doesn't want to fight anymore. But just know that in her heart of hearts, in her energy, in her soul intention, in her connection with you, she wants to be here for your birthday. She wants to be here for her birthday. She wants to be here for the holidays. This is something that she'd like to do. She'd like to close the year with you. So even though we're not God, we hold the vision. But if I were you, I'd ask the angels. I'd ask her guardian angel. I'd ask Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing. I'd ask Archangel Michael, the angel of protection, to look after her. Raphael, to give her the healing, the strength, and to let her be in the energy of peace, whatever path she chooses. And I promise you, she'll be connected to you, Chris, from the other side when it is her time.
Will she be able to send me signs that she's okay?
She will be able to send you signs, and she will be able to shower you with as much love as possible from the other side. You know, I also feel that the two of you share this unbelievable bond, almost like friends. Does this also make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So this friendship that you formed will transcend time, and it'll be connected, regardless of where you both are. And you tell her, Mom, this is what I expect. When you want to give me a sign, tell her, make an agreement with her, have a conversation. She'll be able to hear you.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
Chris.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. We regret that this is a difficult time, but know that your mom loves you very much. She will do all that she can, and this is your time in your life to get out of your box, to break some of the routines in life, and give yourself permission to live. You haven't been having fun, and now's the time for you to have some fun for yourself. All right, my dear. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
And we hope you continue to stay in
day.
touch with us. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines. And we're going to go from Tennessee to New Jersey. I've got Angela on the line. Angela, how are you tonight?
I'm great, and you, Sarah?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good to connect with you. You know, this is a time for you to, my guides tell me it's time for you to shine, Angela. Time for you to step into your soul and to really embrace everything that you've come to be from a soul purpose. Because you've been asking that question, what's the meaning of my life? What's my purpose? And what's my legacy? These are things that are important to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question for me?
Well, I've been going on, it's been a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship has been a roller coaster. And I just don't understand what's going on and where it's going.
What is the person's birthday?
2/11/77.
Interesting. So here we have someone who is going through their own metamorphosis, but at a much more rough time. Like, I feel like they sputter out of control and then they kind of come back to center. And this is a difficult year for them, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Did they lose somebody recently close to them?
He lost a friend not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And his aunt too.
Okay. So I'm getting this sense of the finality of life and the conclusion of it all. It's kind of having him question what he likes about his life and what he wants for his future. And it's not personal to you. So before you get in your head, you have to understand that he's getting ready to make some changes for himself because he can't keep the same old routine. But he's angry, he's frustrated, he's mad at himself, he's not communicating his energy of feelings of love, he's just communicating his frustration, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And when I spin it back, and the two of you had a period where you almost broke up about 2 years ago, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we decided we would stay, yes?
Right.
What has changed since we decided to stay? Oh, my God, I'd say not much. Okay.
Not much.
Okay. He is who he is. He's not taking responsibility for where he is. He's hurt, he's bitter, he's dissatisfied with life. It's not about you. And he's got to find his way. But you have to give yourself permission in the meaning of your life to have this fulfilled experience that you desire in partnership. So I cannot tell you what to do. But I feel as if the relationship needs, oh my God, you're telling me, tell him to go in the corner and put him in timeout because he needs timeout. Okay. And I see mixed messages. I see him making you feel like he's going to be better and do better, and he tries, and then he just follows back into the pattern, yes?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my guides also tell me you're not sure if you trust him. Is this true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So I don't know, but if we can't trust somebody, how do we close our eyes and go to sleep at night?
Right.
How do we find peace?
Mm-hmm.
So who inside of you wants to hold on to something that may crumble before your very eyes?
Yeah, we haven't spoke for it's been a month now.
Okay.
We haven't spoken at all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's anger, that's resentment, that's discontentment, that's a division, that's a divide. And it's your time to choose what you want to do for you. Right. Don't wait for somebody else to decide your life.
Right.
What do you want? But let me fast forward you, if I may. If you're holding on to the vision of what can be for you, when I see you in the energy of 2024, I see a whole new life, a whole new world, a whole new vision. I see new connections, new partnerships, and new love. So, do you want to go out the painful way? Or do you want to just kind of agree to disagree and recalculate route and put Angela on a path that brings her happiness and joy? It's a new year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Set your intention. You're in love with the idea of who he was at one time, not the man that you're looking at now.
Right.
All right, Angela, they're waving us off, but I hope I've been of some service to you tonight.
Yes, you have.
Put yourself first, my dear. All right?
All right, thank you.
All right, God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. There's a light right here on WWNN. On Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, we are answering your questions. The guides, the angels, your loved ones, spirit, they're all here to shine the path for us so that we know exactly where to go and how to navigate the changes before us. It's okay to let things fall apart. Sometimes we've got to let go, let God, and take off for the skies and soar to new heights. We appreciate you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program